My name is Kipa Sherpa. I'm from Solo. She is my wife. She name is Pasang Chiki Sherpa. Now 8 years ago, I lived in New York, and I opened a business almost 4 years ago. This is a free market. I'm selling someone from Nepal, someone from China, some from Mexico, Nepali Pasmina.
In this market, we have like 10, 15 different countries. We have people from Mexico, Israel, from Burma, from Tibet, Nepal.
Very nice person. He helped everybody here. He's kind of soul of this flea market, I would like to say. I know he's from Nepal. He speaks 2 languages, as I know too, right? Nepal and Tibetan. Yeah,
Nepal, Sherpa, Tibetan.
yeah, English, yeah.
Little bit
Yeah, that's what I know about him.
Yeah, I'm from the Mount Everest in the third time. I don't tell you before about that. Mount Everest. You know highest mountain Everest?
Oh, Everest, Mountain Everest, I know.
I climbed it 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, on the top.
You like mountain climber?
Yeah.
Really?
I never from the mountain climber. Yeah. I
Kipa
thought
is a surprise.
Tendo trip ala kangri zero ten kangji. Tendo trip ala kangri zero ten da phle. Ni jimi la me chani tama yo zom gota pap tama me na school to school shi ti bala no na ma school me to te bala yo. E baba trekking sir te kang ina. Ro chap ge zoi ga sma min la la kangri zia na he min la trekking ga no is to sin na ma. Yana yang ting la yana trekking la gal ji. Uli tong la ni ala ga yamani me to ji ma ti yana kullu la gal khamare kulli dia kulli la sa ga te no ji jin ko da khon fatta so ya yu sin.
Then after that, I job is ice climbing guide. South School route, every year many people going, every day many people going. But East Space, South Space, West School, very hard route, very, very difficult. Many people climbing but never summit. Many people die, that's why now nobody climb. The South Space route, long time to now is only 2 Sherpa. Second is me. I'm guide. Before I never been this way. That's why I must to check route. I find a small thing. Oh yes, this way. We must go this way. Then after that I miss. Check everywhere. I must to see rock. Confused. Go this way. No, cancel. Whole day to make a road this way. Cancel. Next day different route. Cancel. Next day different. I don't find a route. Oh my goodness, how am I climbing this? After 14 days, I find some place in a small, very old pitung. Oh, before people going this way. Some oxygen cylinder here. Then continue, I must follow this way. Next 15 days, direct go to summit. After me, nobody climbing south side. After that, many people try, but now, no. Oh, I'm happy. If nobody climbing this way, I climb. Yeah.
Tam kan te yo do bala mem di tak ji kan di si. dia yang double gari orang tu orang galang itu orang yo malu siam dah lo apa pun pun tapi bela waktu itu memang jugla saya tiga sih nampak tapi jugla ay magasin gisani tinggal kurang lara saya kan tapi Allah sermong magasin gis tiang ni so semua tabla semua saya.
Then after that, I go to USA.
Many of our people live in Queens. My old daughter is at Buffalo College, and younger daughter is at Kansas City College.
Both my daughters get a visa for student, and I have two sons, but in Nepal, they don't give visa. It's a long time I miss.
It's okay, but from last year, it's very, very slow business. Business level, see. Just, I'm not only there, look at you all the sex, so you can know it.
Good morning. My name is Nima Dawa Sherpa. I'm from Nepal, and now I'm in New York City.
Oh, हाम्रो म्युजिक yes.
नेपालको परिस्थितिले बच्चाहरू दुईजना कलेज पढाउनलाई अलिकति गाह्रो भयो अनि अलिअलि खर्च पनि यताउता गर्दाखेरि गाह्रो भयो त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अमेरिकामा बसेर चाहिँ अलिअलि एक दुई पैसा कमाएर घरको बालबच्चा पढाउनेसम्म चाहिँ गर्नको लागि बच्चाहरू पढिसक्नेसम्म चाहिँ बस्ने विचार गरेको छु। न्युयोर्कमा तपाईको काम यही गर्छु भनेर चाहिँ उन त म अहिले पनि गर्छु। पहिले चाहिँ जापानिज रेस्टुरेन्टमा कुकिङ पनि गरेँ, अहिले थाई चाइनिजमा कुकिङ गर्छु अनि यसो काम सब्जी काटकुट प्रिपरेसन त्यस्तो म गर्छु अनि म ढुक्कै त्यसमै गर्छु भन्ने पनि मेरो अब हुनै छैन। अब
You've been to the Mount Everest 2 times?
Yeah.
Why? For just for the fun? So they give you money?
I take the clients $70,000 for permit.
Appointment?
Yeah.
$70,000?
Yeah.
70?
70.
Just for the appointment?
Permit from government.
So how much you pay? 70,000?
Clients pay.
Client fee, oh my God.
Very, very expensive. No easy.
No.
This is part of the world.
Okay, well, how much you get? $60,000? No, man, you're playing. Man, you've been to the top of the mountain and you're doing this shit, look. What do you do?
What to do? This is people life, you know. I work very hard. Sometimes happy, sometimes crying, sometimes fun, make fun. Here I make little money, but I send little money in my kids' school. Some money, little bit my mother and sister. My wife has father, mother. Coming one way, going 10 way. मैले चाहिँ यस्तो अनुभव गरेँ कि मेरो जीवनमा म सानोमा यस्तो दुःख परेको थियो। सानोमा अब गाउँघरमा जुत्ता चप्पल बेगर त्यतिकै पनि पुग्यो। When I'm 2 years old, my father died. Nobody take care of me. I have to go make myself something. I try to study to school, but not enough money to go to school.
यो चाहिँ तपाईको हामी सानै हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ नि गाउँबाट हर्नबेली ट्रेक आउने टुरिस्टहरू हेर्दाखेरि मान्छेहरू यसरी ट्रेकिङ जाने देख्दाखेरि ट्रेकिङ गर्दै जाँदाखेरि पछि चाहिँ आफूले पनि अलिकति ट्रेकिङको बारेमा अलिकति अनुभव पायो। कुल्ली काम गर्दा अनि त्यहाँबाट पछि सबै अलिअलि साथीहरू पनि चिन्दै गयो। I summit Mount Everest 2 times. Everest मात्रै समेत गरेर त्यतिकै बस्नुभन्दा केही न केही अब यता डोनेसन उठाएर हुन्छ कि जसरी हुन्छ आफ्नो त्यो क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ क्षेत्रको चाहिँ बासिन्दाहरूलाई Somebody say, "Oh, he's poor. How he built a school?" Old generation, old people discuss big problem. If I send the kids to school, who work in my house? Who take care of my sheep and my cow and who take care of my house job? And then I say, please, I never been to school. That's why some writing problem, talking problem, everything is a big problem. That's why we need to build a school. I work very hard, and later somebody say, okay, you want to build a school, I want to give one window, one door, somebody one door, one window. And after 2 rooms is ready, everybody collection little money for teacher payment. If I got the chance, I want to do more bridge, drinking water, cool furniture. I like to help, but I don't have money now.
Kathmandu, forbidden city of Nepal on the Himalayan slopes, is open to the world for the coronation of 36-year-old King Mahendra and Queen Lakshmi Devi in the temple of the monkey god. And he is the first to admit the world to his mountain kingdom. Until now, one of the most mysterious countries of the Orient.
From 1960s to like 1990s, we had an absolute monarchy. There was no violence, we had a peace in the country. And then in 1990s, we had a second people's movement. And King, he said, okay, we're gonna have democracy in the country. So from 1990s, country was ruled by mostly the elected government. But the system was so corrupt. Everybody was fed up. After all that we saw in 10, 15 years of the political parties doing to the country, the Maoists took up an armed struggle against the constitutional monarchy. Slowly, this Maoist movement started building up. They were able to convince at least the very poor people in the countryside, like, no, they are our enemies, so we have to fight against them. One turning point in the history of Nepal is the whole royal family getting massacred. You know, king was a symbol of unity among different ethnic groups that was there in the country. So he represented unity. So after he was gone, then the country took a really nosedive, like, you know, everything was unstable. The Maoists got very violent. We had a big, like a kind of civil war in Nepal. There was a lot of news about violence in the media, and there was an advisory from the American embassy about the travel warning thing. So, you know, it really affected the tourism business. And tourism was big for our Sherpa people, whether it's climbing, whether it's hiking. And people along the trail in the villages sell their vegetables and produce. When tourism is affected, the Sherpa people are affected too. And so they left and left. And now we are here like almost 4,000, 5,000.
अब पहिला चाहिँ यहाँ न्युयोर्क आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ सबैभन्दा यहाँको इस्टिमेट चाहिँ कुन चाहिँ इन्जिनियरले गरेको होला यहाँको इस्टिमेट चाहिँ साह्रै नै राम्रो गरेछ यहाँको खाने पानीदेखि लिएर बत्तीको ग्यासको लाइन जोड्नेदेखि लिएर इस्टिमेट अनि अब अर्को त्यत्रो अर्को बिल्डिङ छ मुनि सबवे त्यस्तै अन्डरग्राउन्डमा 3-4 तला मुनि अन्डरग्राउन्डमा बनाएको छ। अब म यसो सम्झिँदाखेरि एकदमै त्यो इन्जिनियर चाहिँ वैज्ञानिक नै जस्तो लाग्यो पहिलाको जमानामा त्यस्तो भएको। अब सबभन्दा अचम्म चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो भने यहाँको फोहोर मैला कहाँ गएर थुपार्छ अनि हाम्रो गाउँको मान्छेहरू आएर यसो हेऱ्यो भने त यो त मान्छेले त बनाएकै होइन होला, यो त भगवानले बनायो क्या भन्ने खालको। न्युयोर्कको ठाउँमा यस्तो ठाउँमा घुम्नुलाई मलाई चाहिँ घुम्नु पाउँदाखेरि धेरै नै अचम्म लागिरहेछ, रमाइलो लागिरहेछ।
Fresh fish.
वर्षा हटेर मासु सक्का छुटाउँछ।
अब हामी चाहिँ यता बढ्छ।
अस्ति म त अलिकति
साइडमा बढ्छ।
साइडमा बढ्ने।
अस्ति म त अलिकति कन्टिन्यू जिममा गएर गटा हेरेर कता यता त खुम्सेर गएछ भने चुपा बसिदियो।
घटाउने पनि तरिका हुन्छ, एकैचोटि घटाएर खान्छ।
त्यो त पानी राम्रोसँग नसुत्यो यता सबै यस्तो कचाक कचो भएछ।
मन त बेलामा नसुतेपछि यत्रो यहाँ मुनि पनि यत्रो झुन्डेछ तलमा।
हो साँच्चै हो, पानी राम्रोसँग नसुत्यो।
यो घरमा मात्रै चाहिँ बिहान 9 बिहान के भन्छ 6 बजे उठ्नु पर्यो भने राति 3 बजे सुतिरहन्छ। काममा
त्यस्तै आउँछ। म आफू पनि जोकर गर्छु कि।
In 1999, it was kind of exciting that my parents were going to the United States for me. But then it was hard too because I have to take care of my 2 brothers and 1 sister. And we were living with our grandparents. I feel bad for my younger brother because we could take care of ourselves, me and my sister. But then my brothers were small and they were lacking the love from parents. And my father always told us like he missed how my brothers are growing up.
Every night, long 3-4 hour call. Every night. Now my son already, he said, "Don't worry, Papa, okay."
Well, I'm Sherpa, elder son of Kipa Sherpa. Right now I'm doing BSW, Bachelor's in Social Work at JV International College. I've been helping to stop women trafficking in Nepal and also helping children in Nepal, poor children who are unable to study. We help them by providing free educations. I'm a student and I stay in Nepal and that's all.
This one is my father when he summited Mount Everest. So I'm very proud to call him as my father. It has already been like 10 to 11 years since my dad and mom left. Only the 2 of us are left right now, my brother and me. It's very difficult for them to bring us there. He says us that you need to go on your own. You don't depend upon others. You don't depend upon me. So it's better if you study hard, work hard, and you yourself be over here.
kids are totally different. College forget about them. No school for me. That times no village side, countryside, no school. My parents, my wife's parents, friend. Look like a close the friend, you know. My wife's house, my house, not far away. Up and down in 20 minutes. My mother pregnant, she mother pregnant. That times, you know, that times, okay, both your daughter, my daughter, then make a parent. And who is the son? One is the daughter, one is the son. Make a married. Oh my goodness. Inside pregnant, I already married.
Happy Losar Najanju.
Dancing and singing has been very much part of our Sherpa life. And even when we didn't have anything, we still dance in villages, you know, in towns. People have the term Sherpa as like just a climbing guide, and I try to tell them that Sherpa is not only a climbing guide, like it's an ethnic group. Up to my generation, I think we can really know, who we are as a Sherpa, where we came from, what our roots. But the kids born here who came at a very young age, I think for them they have no idea and they have no platform. So this was the perfect platform for these kids to learn about, who we are as a Sherpa. We want them to be very successful in America and have all the good education there. But, we want them to be a good human being. That's very important.
Thank you.
We work very hard. We work 6 days, and then when it comes to partying, we want to have all the fun we want. Like when it comes to partying, I don't think even the NYU freshmen can beat that because, it's in our blood.
Sometimes with a friend, same like Nepal, but sometimes alone. Oh, this is feeling feeling sick.
अब अहिले चाहिँ कसो भन्दाखेरि म अब अमेरिकामा न्युयोर्कमा नहुने कारण चाहिँ कसो भने बच्चाहरू पढ्नेसम्म अलिकति स्कुल अब खर्च पेल्नु पर्यो नाइस किनभने त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ आइन्दामा चाहिँ मेरो बालबच्चाहरूलाई चाहिँ हिमालय चढ्नु जानु चाहिँ अलिकति जस्तै कि हाम्रो बाबुआमाले पनि हामीलाई त एभरेस्ट चढेर आउनु भनेर त सुझाव त दिएकै थिएन
Friday, Saturdays I close at 10 o'clock, but today is very slow. That's why I close now. Almost day 20, 27. हाम्रो लागि त यो त के नथिङ नि मेरो ग्यास सेन्टर यस्तो डाइनिङ त कति टाङ्कै डाइनिङ टाङ्की पास लगाऊ
This city is a very busy city, you know. Every morning go to work and then come back. Long time. 6 o'clock finish. Home in the 8 o'clock. 2 hours. Nepal is totally different now. Everywhere by walk. No train. Everywhere is a look, hill, mountain, big jungle, the river, lot different flower, orchid flower, rhododendron flower. Very quiet, beautiful. Miss a long time.
बरु अचौँछु काम गर्ने ठाउँमा उमेर सोधे कति वर्ष भयो भनेर मेरो पाला सिधै अब सोच्यो भने 43 वर्ष भयो भनेर भनिदिएको ए बुढा भएछ अब त हिमाल चढ्नु नसक्ने रहेछ र पनि यहाँ काम गर्नु आएको भने त्यहाँ भएर त चुप्प लागेर बस्यो नि त वर्षसम्म चाहिँ आफूले नगरेकोले गर्दाखेरि अलिकति गाह्रो थियो पहिले अब जस्तै कि अब हामी ट्रेकिङमा जाँदाखेरि हिमालतिर जाँदाखेरि कति सामान उचाल्छ केही तर अब यहाँ आएर बस्दाखेरि हामीलाई अलिकति सामान उचाल्नु पनि धेरै गाह्रो जस्तो लाग्छ त्यसले गर्दा 4 बजे पनि हामी माम भन्छ डराउने होइन के अरे
My name is Pasang Rinji Sherpa and I'm from Nepal. Now I'm the New York State cab driver. But before my job is in the Nepal climbing and mountaineering and climbing guide. I've been to the Mount Everest 6 times. And my uncle also climbing, my father also climbing. My uncle said never go to that mountain because that mountain is very difficult, but the avalanche coming are dangerous. And I said, that's nothing for me.
In Himalaya, I worked for 16, 17 years. And in 2004, I climbed Mount Everest from north side. In 2007, I climbed Everest from south side. Then 2007, in September, I moved from Nepal to USA. And still I'm here.
Yeah, I do climbing a lot in Nepal, India, and most of the Nepal peaks. I did climb like 7,000 meters. So besides of climbing, I do like martial art. I was on the black belt of martial art too, and I love dance. So lots. I do lots of dance. The girl is ignoring me, so I try to impress her like with a different style.
car hit me, my bicycle almost died.
पहिले चाहिँ मेरो त्यो एक्सिडेन्ट भएकोले अलिकति मेरो दाहिने खुट्टा एकदम दुख्छ उकालो ओह्रालो हिँड्नु नहुने चट्किएकोले गर्दा अलिक यताउता काम गर्नु हुँदैन अनि त्यसले गर्दा त्यही उपचार गरिरहेको छु अहिलेसम्म आफ्नो श्रीमतीले पनि बनाएको छ राम्रोसँग ट्रिटमेन्ट गरेर आउनु अब म चाहिँ अहिले यताउता अब बाटो क्रस गर्दा यताउता गर्दा चाहिँ म अलिकति होसियारी गर्छु किनभने पहिला पनि म एक्सिडेन्ट भएकोले गर्दाखेरि मलाई अलिकति डरै लाग्छ
Feeling sick. The mind is, I have to go back, but what to do? Need to some work and spend money for family and kids, nothing to do in Nepal.
आफूले कामको चाहना धेरैतिर हुन्छ नि मान्छेको चाहिँ त्यो परिस्थितिले गर्दाखेरि जाँदैन भन्ने ठाउँमा जानु पनि सक्छ When I climbed from South Pillar, after summit, I come down and between Camp 3 and Camp 2, there is very steep ice. I carry 60 kilos from last camp to Camp 2. After 10-15 minutes, sound is like earthquake. Many people say people die in the mountains like this. I pray for the God, please save my life. Thank you, God. You saved me, saved my life.
Tonight, 40 kids from all around the city come and simulate the ascent of the world's highest mountain.
We've got a group of Sherpas here. I think between most of us, we've climbed Everest about 14 times, I counted up. So I can guarantee they're in pretty good hands.
Kids start come at 7:30, and we have a whole night long until 1 o'clock in the morning. Then back to base camp, we have a tent in behind me, and we're gonna sleep there overnight. Then we're going back to ascend the top in the morning, 5 o'clock.
You can't climb the world's highest mountain in the Himalayas without Sherpa help. We had 4 really great Sherpas. They're here to help guide the kids up and teach them about Sherpa culture. And of course, recognize, very importantly, the honor that they need to pay the mountain before they ascend in the form of a puja, an offering.
Sherpa people never thought about glory or I want to make a name or fame by climbing a mountain. They only thought how can I make money out of this mountaineering? A lot of Sherpas, they climb because of the economic reason.
विदेशीले चाहिँ एभरेस्ट समिटर भनेर चाहिँ धेरै भेल्यु गर्छ र नेपालमा चाहिँ अब त्यति भेल्यु गर्दैन
Saving a woman that was frozen and we're bringing her to base camp.
The younger generation, they don't want to do it. They say, oh no, it's very dangerous.
नाम कमाउने साथसाथै ज्यान पनि गुमाउन सक्छ
So, after I pass through that? Yes.
पहिलो कुरा त ट्रेनिङ प्राप्त हुनुपर्छ ट्रेनिङ प्राप्त भएर पनि के गर्ने अब लन्च आइसकेपछि त ट्रेनिङ प्राप्त छ भनेर त पहिरोले त रोक्दैन त्यो त आफ्नो भाग्यको कुरा हो
I remember the mountain, Mount Everest. Same sound is the same thing. Woo! Sounds, pixie rope, something like that. I remember over the danger,
Very careful going through there.
The times a lot of people died. Someone I seen before that I remember that we together climbing some Sherpa friend too.
Your team has reached the summit.
Together, enjoy the best camp every day. Hi, hello. Then next time Gary coming, Nima, Dawa, and me, Gary together climbing Everest. But that time's weather problem, ice fall. Oh, one day, big ambulance coming. No success.
Kipa, how much is this for the 3 pack?
3 baggers only $10. That's it. Yeah, inside 6.
I take like this. Nepali system. I take 3 packets, $5.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
When I climbing Mountain Everest, another teams, Gary said, I send the ticket, and then you coming USA. Paperwork, everything, Gary. Gary worked a lot of nice paperwork. Then I get a visa. I said, wow, you send ticket, you go to USA, and I forget about Everest, climbing another team. So I go with you.
I remember one time I come to your home in Nepal, and God, many times we go up this road here, and we're coming down. Remember, this before the road was paved. Remember, it was dirt road, and we're going up like this, and I was in this rickshaw driver. And all of a sudden, the rickshaw driver goes down into the hole like this, and all of a sudden his axle and his tire just break like this, and I think, oh my goodness, this is a big problem. Taxi driver said, "This is not my problem. This is rickshaw problem."
Oh, yeah.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Long time, huh? You good?
Oh, yeah.
Like family, huh?
Miss you long time.
Nima must take care for Gary. Every day, follow the Gary. climbing with Gary. I don't go without Gary.
Here we go! Team Everest on 3, let's go!
We had a team that went to the base camp of Mount Everest, and it was the largest cross-disability team ever really assembled and succeeded in reaching Mount Everest base camp.
बाटोमा चाहिँ अब व्हीलचेयर लाँदाखेरि चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रो पनि भयो कुनै ठाउँमा बोक्नु पर्यो जस्तो अलि अप्ठ्यारो त अब धेरै नै गाह्रो भयो वर्ल्डमा रेकर्ड बस्यो नि
On a number of expeditions, Nima has been my #1 guy. He controlled the other climbing Sherpa, the cook, the kitchen staff, the porters, and I could count on him of getting the job done.
Not so hurry. Take it easy. Take it easy, take it easy.
On some expeditions, we've had some very, very long, sort of just grunt days, miserable days, cold weather days. And I swear to God, that guy's always laughing at the end of that day. He's just infectious. I mean, you want to do better when you're around Nima Dawa Sherpa.
No worry, no worry.
No way.
Almost here. One jump, slowly, slowly.
Yeah.
Good job. Hate that.
समेतमा पुग्नु भन्दा अलिकति तल हिलेरी स्टेप दाखेरि अलिकति गाह्रो पनि भयो त्यहाँ अनि त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रो पनि भएछ मैले भनेको गेरी जसरी भए पनि अब धेरै टाढो छैन जसरी भए पनि टापमा पुग्नै पर्छ तिम्रो लागि हजार मान्छे चाहिँ तिम्रो समाचार सुन्नुको लागि पर्खिरहेछ
And I just put my head down. And after maybe an hour of climbing, I hear Nima Dawa Sherpa say, "Gary, congratulations." And I raised my head up, and that's when I saw the prayer flags blowing on top of the world. When we finally made it to the very top of the world, Nima looked at me, and he said, "Guller, make the call. Make the call."
Summit team, to base camp. We're standing on top of the world. We're standing on top of the world.
I think you dropped this.
You know, this was $100. $133 is drop already.
Yeah.
That's why the apple and potato is big different. Price is different, right? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
You are my brother. Say yes.
Wake up, potato, wake up. No, shit, no battery, man.
Today is my last day in New York because I'm so sick, so tired, need to relax, and doctors say make a rest, and that's why I have to go back. Let's see, yeah,
This
is my last night in America, maybe.
What'd you do?
Drink.
This is Everest.
Brother, I buy two watch for my son.
Yeah, nice job. Nice.
200 each.
Sweet.
They say 10,000 meters walking. I say Everest is only 8,800 meters. How make 10,000 meters? My first time Everest I'm going to go.
Here, brother.
Let's some.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir. You all come back and.
Oh, I come soon again. Sometimes we take one break from 1 year, 2 years, but same like yesterday.
When I thinking to go back to home, one way is very sad, one way is very happy. Why sad? I leave all friends all here. One happy is I get home, see my family. That she's got some bong. I say it up here. Success. Został dyksyki Tibet bara Ameryka odnie został. Ameryka ma to do Michigan dostał. Brother.
No problem in life now.
Yeah.
You know, very easy.
Sorry, wait away. Thank you for support.
त्यस्तै हो मलाई यति चाहिँ रमाइलो लागिरहेछ अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ भगवानको कृपाले
Today we have U.S. Nepal Climbers Association, and we come here mostly on Sundays because everybody's free, like around 4 o'clock, and we spend a few hours here.
I've been 5 times top of the Mount Everest, and I've been twice Choyu, 2 times Lhotse, and Shisha Pangma Southeast Face. I've been to K2, but I didn't make it. So we are here and try to do some fun. Oh my gosh! When I met Western people, if I say I'm a Sherpa, so they say, oh, yeah. So that's why we try to teach to kids who born here about the mountaineering and outdoor climbing. We have like 22 kids. This is really important for the kids to where we from, where's our culture.
Thank you, yeah.
If I stayed back home in Nepal, I would be like one of my opportunity would be to climb and to take care of my family. And that's why I didn't want to do it. So I came here to study. But the funny thing is now I'm getting into climbing and it's being like my hobby, so. It's like a full cycle here.
Today I'm leaving to Buffalo for my college, and yeah, it's my last day here in New York City for this summer.
Today, you got another school drop the Ganges. Talon, Nirang, you must say the Quashalara de Tusani to get the Quashalara de Tin, Talon, another Narinarisa, Tarim Gosima, Michugisa.
She born the countryside, the no school. I'm thinking, how can I send the school? She young was 7-year-old. The time I bring the Kathmandu, and I put in the boarding school. Then after boarding school finished, I thinking, once she finish, how can get a job? When I come here, I get a large job, and she started the college. I don't know how to go to college. We don't know. Only I pay money from here.
This is the different weather. All the rain into the number. Very hot, no business. Very cold, no business. Rain, no business. Different weather. Ari, sarodi, nyamala, mesedo.
No, that is good.
We're trying to build the airport over there, like this. And then in the future, Rai Culture Museum and Sherpa Culture Museum up the hill. Before is old generation is not understand. Now is a young generation. They've been to other place, other country. They knows very well. In future is we need to airport, we need to hospital, museum for tourists. This is in future tourist area.
आफ्नो क्षमताले भए अनुसारले त्यति गर्न सक्छु होला भन्ने चाहिँ आशा चाहिँ गरेको छु। अब हेरौँ गर्दैछौँ के हुन्छ। Nima to. Nima to. I almost arrived to my village. Walk a long way from the Guller to Sorung. My house is over there, built 60, 70 years ago. The 20 rupees house. 2 brothers, me, 3, and my kids, three kids grew up here, this house. This is the old monastery in my village. My grandpa built this monastery. यो जना के छ हाम्रो गाविसमा के चाहिन्छ भनेर माग गर्नु सक्ने नसक्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो गाउँलेको कर्तव्य हो हामी गाउँले नै गएन हामीले नै यहाँ यस्तो यो जना यस्तो चाहिन्छ भनेर उभएन भने त हो यो हो स्पष्ट
Overnight tragedy on Everest involving at least 12 guides.
The guides had gone early to fix ropes for climbers before the dangerous and deadly avalanche hit right above base camp.
It's a memorial for all those Sherpas who lost their life. We feel that we lost our brothers. We lost a lot of friends in there.
이게 다 미상은 내릴 소리가. 위너도 저는 막 용용.
अप्रिल 18 मा भएको हिम पहिरोमा परि 13 जना वीर आरोहीहरूको मृत्यु र 3 जना आरोहीहरू अहिलेसम्म हराइरहेको र उक्त सम्पूर्ण वीर आरोहीहरूप्रति हार्दिक श्रद्धाञ्जली अर्पण गर्न चाहन्छु।
मेरो काकाको छोरा प्रो अङ्कल मलाई धेरै दुःख लागेको छ। मेरो घरमा पहिले 20 वर्ष अगाडि मेरो दाइ सबभन्दा ठुलो दाइ पनि हिमालमै खस्नु भयो। हप्तैपछि मेरो भाइसँग कुरा हुन्छ हिमालमा नजानु म अब यहाँ अमेरिकामा बसेर पैसा अलिअलि भए पनि पठाइदिन्छु हिमाल एकदम डेन्जर हो मेरो दाइले नजानु म साथी गर्छु भन्दाखेरि मेरो दाइ यो दुःख चाहिँ मलाई मात्रै होइन मेरो फ्यामिलीलाई मात्रै होइन 16 जनामा अहिले सबैतिर नेपालमा कति दुःख परेको छ।
The entire Sherpa community in New York is shocked, is shattered and saddened by this terrible loss. Why do they climb? Is it for a name, fame, or a glory? Yeah, it might be true for some. Simple reason is to put food on the table and to make sure that the children get education so that they don't have to climb when they grow up.
त्यो अति न्यून भएको र प्रति परिवारले नेपाल सरकारको तर्फबाट प्रति परिवारलाई 25 लाख दियोस् भनेर अमेरिकामा भएका सम्पूर्ण शेर्पा क्लाइम्बरहरूको माग रहेको छ र जोरदार माग गर्दछु। सम्पूर्ण मृतक तथा हराइरहेका आरोहीहरूको बालबालिकाको उच्च शिक्षाको व्यवस्था होस् भनेर जोरदार माग गर्दछु।
I remind of my brother Karma and by thinking now of my brother too. climbing Everest. Already go to summit. But there's something maybe, I don't know, the diet. My mind is in, I can't believe, well, maybe no diet. People say that I really died, but I think it's almost 1 year, 2 years. Maybe in Cameroon, you know. A lot of people say they're so quick, so fast. Long time ago, I miss.
在你说明你的这个词。
Yesterday I worked on putting out.
So the la you did go. Si si la kalang po mat. Chu balaga tang tang mo.
Maybe tomorrow also.
Malaka. Let me see. Yo ready. Body take see the Nima Pola and get a much the water did it when it was Hassis, so good did it long other name Hassis. Seems you guys are similar to most of you mean all of the dramatic idea, I see. Huh? He's talking too much. Agora que é isso, não tem.
Now is like
My son getting married today. I'm happy.
No, family ready.
She's my wife. Her name is Sonaputi Sherpa. And my wife is same age with me. The Sherpa wedding time is 1 day, and next day from boy house to go girl house. And there is more ceremony.
जीवनमा मानिसले धेरै दुःखहरू भोग्नु पर्दो रहेछ कुनै ठाउँमा सुख पनि हुँदो रहेछ त्यस्तै हो जीवनको दुःख सुख भन्ने कुरो
My parents, my uncles, and my sister, 8 of them are coming from New York City. I'm graduating tomorrow, so excited.
Sampai पर्सनल अगाडि पो हो हेमेसे जम्न जासे छिटो पनि सुक्छ है दसैँ
Sherpa. Jätä teille sorpanenkin, jätä. Jätä sorpan.
I'm sure I cannot tell any one of you, but life did not stop while you were in college. All of life's responsibilities and events are ongoing, from family obligations and personal relationships, to sickness and death, to new life and new opportunities. We've made it. Congratulations.
Graduates, please stand. Sherpa.
I'm always cry because in the future everything totally different. Future is you must do thinking teacher, engineer, doctor, nurse. She's very smart. She should do everything.
We are so proud of you. Not only your dad and immediate family, but all the community in village. Now it's up to you. You need to hunt the job. Make sure you get a better life. You know, every parent wants their kids have a better life. Thank you. We are so proud of you. गाउँका मान्छे अथवा जो सहरकै मान्छे जोसुकै भए पनि छोरीलाई पढाएर के काम तर त्यो होइन भन्ने कुरालाई ध्यानमा राखेर एउटा बाउको एउटा आमाको नाताले छोरीलाई राम्ररी पढाएर ठिक्क पढ्ने टाइममा 6 वर्षको उमेरमा गाउँबाट टपक्क टिपेर ल्याएर काठमाडौँमा गाउँमा बसको रुटबाट 7-8 दिन हिँडेर त्यो गाउँमा पुग्नु पर्थ्यो त्यो गाउँमा जन्मेको छोरीलाई टिपेर ल्याएर बेलैमा काठमाडौँमा ल्याएर बोर्डिङ स्कुलमा हालेर जस्तो सुकै दुःख सुख आफूलाई भए पनि आफ्नो छोरीको एजुकेसनमा ध्यान दिएर छोरीलाई एजुकेसन दिएर काठमाडौँमा पढाएर अनि त्यसपछि अमेरिकामा समेत ल्याएर अमेरिकाको एउटा युनिभर्सिटीबाट ग्रेजुएसन गराउने बाउ अरू को हुन सक्छ मेरो बाउ आमा
I love my dad. I'm very lucky to have him because he has been a wonderful dad in my life. He did whatever he can to give us education. He's the best man in the world.
Especially for my uncle.
I'm lucky. I don't go to school, but my daughter born the same my place. I'm born there. My daughter born there, and I became Hindu. Okay, I success. And then I went to America and success. I'm lucky. I'm happy.
Company tolako chaki maya dharira gorako dire mire jale rumala mire jale rumala company sarera jancho mare jomaya marera mire jale rumala dire Kolkata Kangyo